Okay, so we're going to do the ladder for a second. Are you okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay, but what if I fall?
that's on you.
I was going more for the Disney thing. Oh, my darling, what if you fly?
No.
No. All we need is pixie dust, no? Okay, good. All right, so would you mind holding the ladder?
Yeah.
Would that be okay?
Sure.
And if I fall, don't fall.
I mean,
just
we
fly.
have insurance, so.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to climb up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Talking about the power of positivity. I thought we were just talking about positivity. All right, so I would like to demonstrate the power of positivity. Jump off the ladder and fly. Using the power of positive mindset alone. What?
You know what? You go, Glen Coco. You go for it. If that's
I've got one cheerleader.
If you want to do it, if that's what you feel like doing, you I support you. I support you.
I support your choice to jump from the ladder if that's what you want to do. All right, who wants to see me jump from the ladder? All right, are we going to the bar later? No. Sounds like we're going to have a good time.
Cam, we got insurance, right?
He has to have his own insurance.
I I don't know if I signed the waiver, but anyways, I know I'm always willing to sign a waiver.
You wouldn't be up there if you did.
Yeah. That is a good facilities manager. Anyway, what happens if I jump off the ladder? I'm getting all sorts of stuff, but they're all coming down to the same thing. Gravity's going to kick in and be like, hi, yes, I'm still here. Thanks for playing. And yeah, like as I'm up here, I'm like, I wonder if those are strong enough to withstand the full, you know. I know. That's why I'm wondering. I saw pictures where the orchestra pit is like open, and I'm like, maybe I should have pulled this ladder back a little bit. No, I'm not jumping off. But the main thing here over here is what? Is like this, right? So positive thing is amazing, right? Oh man, like I'm having a negative day. My thoughts are negative. I need to reframe and focus on the positive. Here's my blessings. Here's what's good. Here's what I'm thankful for. Here's what I'm grateful for. But what happens when we start using what I like to call wishful thinking? I'll be a rock star tomorrow. I'm using positive thinking. I'll be a rock star. Difference between positive thinking, wishful thinking. I can wishfully think that I can fly all that I want. Right? All right, I'm coming down, Maddie. Good?
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Coming down carefully. I've done this once or twice. Awesome. Matt, round of applause for Maddie. Thank you so much. Grab a t-shirt. I get uncomfortable sometimes. Like standing in front of a bunch of people on a stage. The funny thing about being uncomfortable, it's a little contagious. As I sit here and tell you that I'm feeling a little uncomfortable up on the stage, everybody's like, uh-oh, something's wrong here. Now the whole room starts to get a little uncomfortable. The temperature starts to rise. Wondering, where is this going? The tension's building. Can you feel it? It's got to go somewhere. My daughter and I were watching another video like this where they were like throwing the Mentos in and just spraying in the face. And she's like, that's what I'm doing my science project on this year. I do tend to get uncomfortable. There's something about being indoors, like with four walls around me and a roof on top of me, that just makes me feel sheltered. I'm feeling like people were at the bar too late last night. No? Sheltered? Come on, we got to work a little quicker than that, you know? It was so nice and cozy with 12 of us on this boat that when we would sleep at night on the oars, which we would spread out to make a platform, when we would sleep at night, if you roll over, the people next to you would elbow their way in and take up all of that space. And so you'd have to wait for somebody else to roll over to take your space back. The best part of the entire trip was our luxurious commode. A bright yellow bucket at the front of the boat. We just had to cross that off the bucket list. Okay, we're getting to it. Go with the flow. Embrace life's number one challenge. I'm hitting with number one. Should we try for number two? we're not going there. So after we played a little bit of baseball, we went for a hike in the woods. Now, this was back in the 90s, so I know today, if you have 17 kids and they're going on a field trip with a teacher, if my math serves me right, you need what, like 53 waivers, right? And 25 chaperones? Am I getting it about right? Yeah, back in the 90s, they were like, we don't really care. 17 kids, come back with 15, it's like 92%. It's all good, we don't care, don't worry. So our wonderful field trip had just our teacher and us 17, the 17 of us kids. Now, as we're walking through the forest, he's pointing out, like I said, he loved nature and he loved to share that with the people around him. So he's pointing out all these different things. Do you see how the trees, they'll fall over and they'll disintegrate slowly over time with rain and fungus and with critters, that it disintegrates into soil for the next set of trees, and it's just this big circle of life. And he was constantly pointing these things out to us. But we're a bunch of 10, 11-year-old boys, 4th grade, and as we're walking through the forest, some of us are like, hey, can we go ahead on the trail? And again, back in the 90s, he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, don't worry, it'll be fine. So a bunch of us went ahead on the trail, and we're waiting for them to catch up to us. And as we're going ahead on the trail, we find a little stream. So we go start playing in the stream. We're like, they'll catch up when they get up to us. So we're flipping over rocks, looking for crayfish. We're looking around for minnows. We're trying to catch whatever we can find in the stream. Sitting there playing for a little bit, and some kids run up behind us, standing on the hill, looking down at us, and they call out to us, guys, come quick, he's hurt. That's weird. They've got to be joking. And we keep on playing in the stream. And as they start to scream a little bit more frantically, he's hurt, we start to realize that something might actually be going on. So we go back, and as we're getting up to there, they're explaining, we were walking along, and we're not really sure exactly what happened. He kind of just fell over. The moment was surreal. 17 kids sitting in the forest. It's a beautiful spring day. The bright yellow sunlight is shining in through the green leaves. The birds are chirping away like it's spring, because it is. And there our teacher is, laying on a bed of last year's leaves. We didn't know what to do. One kid was hysterically screaming at him, he's, get up, it's not funny anymore, get up! Trying to elicit some type of a response. I see what's going on. What are we supposed to do? We're 10-year-old kids. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm going for help. And I start walking back through the forest to try and figure out how to find help. 2 kids come with me. We're running through the forest. We're trying to go a little bit slow because it's hot and it's humid and we're sweaty and we're not sure if it was the heat and we don't really know what to do. Which way do we go? Is it to the right? Is it to the left? How do we get out of here? We're not really sure. And off in the distance, we start to hear some music, which is malfunctioning. Yeah, now it's not malfunctioning, okay. We start to hear some music off in the distance, and we're like, what is that? Guys, I don't know, is that music? Why would there be music in the middle of the woods? And as we hear the music playing in the middle of the woods, we start to, is it a carnival? But one of us has a realization. If there is music, there are people. And if there are people, there's help. And so we started to follow the sound of the music through the woods till we got to the edge of the woods. Standing off in the distance, we saw buildings. And we also saw the source of our carnival music, which was a very surreal moment, because standing at the edge of the woods was a man wearing a kilt, playing the bagpipes. It's funny to me also. I don't, you're allowed to laugh. I don't understand what he was doing there. Wishful thinking versus positive thinking. We got to the edge of the woods. We told a couple of the guys in the building what had happened. They grabbed some med packs, and they came with us back through the woods. We were able to lead them back to the scene where the kids were still sitting, and our teacher was still laying on the ground. One of them immediately started doing CPR, while the other one gathered us kids and led us out of the woods. We ended up back in the parking lot. They brought some people from the school over, the principal, our teacher from the year before. They were talking to them off in the distance. We were standing around a tree, completely and totally shell-shocked, no idea what's going on. Finally, our teacher from the year before comes up to us. He says, get in the van, taking you home. He won't say anything to us other than, where do you live? Here's your house. Where do you live? Here's your house. That's it. I walk into my house. My parents see me. Hey, how was your field trip? How'd it go? What'd you guys end up doing? I don't know. After my dad hears a little bit about what was going on, he picks up the phone. He calls the school. He says, hi, yes, this is Dr. Gunzburg. I'm just calling. My son was on that field trip today, and I was Oh, I see. He's gone. The news crashed into me like a storm. I stood there on the white kitchen floor. I just started crying. 10 years old. No idea what to do. My dad, he knew him also. He started crying also. He was just falling apart. Holds me in a big, big hug. We stood there for a very long time. Wishful thinking. He's alive, everything's good, don't worry, it doesn't matter, don't think about what he looked like, everything's going to be fine. Positive thinking. Okay, this happened. What do we do now? How do we view it now? Because positivity is not always about getting what we want. A lot of times, it's about doing the best with what we've got. I can see the positive of being able to say that I was one of the lucky few who had him as a teacher.
Didn't pay attention to anything else.
Awesome. That's right. So like when I talk about a moment of flow, we're talking like if you feel like I'm in the zone, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting to a place where basically the entire world around you will almost like melt away, and the only thing that matters is what's happening right in front of you. And that can happen with family and friends when you're sitting there and you're having a good time. That can happen when you are trying to get a particular project done and you kind of put the phone down and let it sit off to the side, you ignore the notifications. It can happen on a run, on a bike ride, on things like that. I've done some endurance events and everything, so yeah, 100%. That's awesome. Do you mind being a helper for me right now?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Remind me the name? Tina. Okay, amazing. All right, so Tina, what we're going to do, we we're not sitting. So what we're going to do, and this is everybody, so Tina's just going to be my helper up here. We're going to demonstrate for everybody else. We're going to do this as a great moment to like get up and stretch a little bit. The whole room, everybody is invited to take part. If you are able to stand up, if you're not able to stand up, or if you don't want to, feel free to stay seated. I one time was speaking to about 1,000 engineers in a room, and I said, and now if everybody will please stand up, and does anybody know an engineer? How many of them you think stood up? Yeah, 10 people who are not engineers. That's exactly right. So if you want to be like an engineer, feel free. Or if you can't, feel free to stay. We definitely could do this like version of yoga from a seated position. All right. So Tina, we're going to stand a little bit apart. Yep. And we're going to put our feet about hips width apart. Perfect. And don't do it just yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to raise our arms up and over our heads. Don't do it don't go to the point of pain. Right? So if somebody's going like, and you're here, and you're like, it hurts to go more than this, do not go beyond that. The goal here is not to get hurt. The goal is just to get a little bit of a stretch. And that's number one. Number two, I know I said it's really good to give to people. And it is. But a finger in the eye is less than appreciated. So just pay attention to where your neighbors are. Unless you don't like your neighbor, in which case I didn't see a thing. All right, you ready, Tina? All right, so hands, feet apart, hands by the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift them out and up nice and slowly. And again, stop wherever, if there is pain, stop wherever there's pain. Over the head, stretch your fingers wide, look up slightly, close your eyes, deep breath in through the nose. Hold it for a second, and then let it out through the mouth slowly. Now we're going to open up our eyes once more and bring our hands down, mindful of your neighbors, unless you don't like them, in which case I still didn't see anything. Bring them down. And congratulations, you all just did yoga. Give yourselves a round of applause. It was awesome. It's a very, very, very basic modified form of like a sun salutation. You all can take a seat. Thank you so much for joining. Do you want to do something slightly more complex? Would that be okay? Not that one. She's looking at my screen and she's like, I'm not doing that. We're not getting on the floor, no. We're just going to add a little bit of feet to the same pose. So same thing, feet about hips width apart, but one in front, one in back. Front one bent a little bit, back one straight a little bit. And then again, hands up. If that's okay, yep. And then we can turn to the side, and then hands down but out, Yep, perfect. Now you're doing like a little bit of a warrior pose. And we can come back center with the hands still out. Beautiful. And that's it. Round of applause for Tina. Thank you so much. Grab a t-shirt. Appreciate that. Thank you. As Kurt Hahn once said, there is more to us than we know. If we can be made to see it, perhaps for the rest of our lives, we'll be unwilling to settle for anything less. Let's use these 5 keys to get uncomfortable, to find within ourselves more than we know, so that we can never settle for anything less. The 5 keys: give, reason, engage, amazing, and tenacity. Let's find the desire and the strength and make the decision to do it and unlock your greatness within. Thank you.